This podcast is produced by OnPod, a video content studio near you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are here with Sohan Haider. Thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure, Kristen. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. For startups new to AI, what is the simplest ways to infuse AI into their marketing narratives?
So it goes to the fundamentals. If it's a startup, then every startup has to follow certain principles. For example, if they do their market validation, do they know that if there's enough interest, have they spoken to people? These are some of the things that AI or without AI needs to happen. And if they have started selling, then it comes down to how much are they spending to acquire new customers, how many customers they're losing from the pipeline, and if it makes sense to keep selling to these people, meaning are we making enough revenue or enough profit? And for example, if we talk about ChatGPT, is the startup, and OpenAI, they were expecting $5 billion in losses on $3.7 billion in revenue. And their daily cost was estimated to be around $700,000 per day in 2023. So, and that's before GPT-5. So we don't even know how much they're spending right now, but there's a mathematical formula that works for them. And their investors believe in the story. They believe in everything that's going on. We as customers are just going and asking, hey, ChatGPT, I need this help. Did that help? So these are some of the fundamentals that we need to have. And I, as a founder myself, and having talked to different founders, I've seen some really good use cases where user interviews can very easily be summarized and then shared with the tech team. So I'm assuming these days every startup has some tech component. So there's a tech person working either with the founder who's non-tech, or it's the founder themselves, they're a tech person. Mm-hmm. So in terms of internal communication or understanding the customers better, and there is helping a lot. And marketing efforts are also being amplified, but we can talk more about that.
Okay, yes, really need the analytics to support the demand. That's the first and foremost thing, right?
I would say first, before analytics, that's a critical part. It's a very important thing that you've picked up.
I'm just trying.
No, and it's a very good try. So it's that into the play, but the planning is also required, like what are trying to analyze. Mm-hmm. So from research, I found like Founders Group blog, they state that 42% of the startups collapse due to misreading market demand. And basically they're creating products nobody wants or needs. And then there are 29% of the startups, they run out of funding. So they were not planning their fund management. No one was paying attention to how much money they were burning versus how much they were earning. So that lost into no one focusing there. So the company eventually shut down. Or 23% had team issues. 19% got crushed by the competition. So all required some form of planning before going there. So setting up the strategy. And when the strategy is set, then we know what to track in the analytics part.
Okay.
And not win without analytics interpretation. So it was it was just about the sequencing of the activities for startup founders.
Okay.
We also have done this. We jump into action and then we think, okay, what did we do and what are we trying to track? But it's a good idea to kind of step back. Even like with the better GPT models, they think first, what is the user asking from me? So we as the user could also do that.
Okay, you need an objective before you create your decision variables.
Yep.
Okay. And AI agents or automation tools, like you mentioned, you have live products. How can they help founders clear, like engaging messages and stand out?
Well, that's awesome. Let me show you a demo.
Yeah.
Quickly. This is one functionality of this agent I have, Agent Gigi. So Agent Gigi, could you remind me of my 2 most important tasks for the day, please? So now it's connected to my company's information. It's looking there. It also looks into all the tasks we have on a task management software. And it uses a prompt, which is using some statistical calculation to figure out the most important tasks for me for today. And I usually get a morning mail every morning at 7 a.m. But
absolutely.
If I want to hear a voice telling me.
1, record your multi-character video, showbiz levels of viral potential. And 2, rehearse your self-speech on camera, then reflect for extra glow. Superstar. Go light up the feeds.
Yeah, 2 tasks once. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That connects to all your goals, but you can connect that easily to a company and their direction and their.
Yep. Other thing I could also do is, could you draft an email for Kristen saying what a great job she's doing as a host, and we think this podcast is going to do very, very well. So I can show you that there will be an email drafted, but it won't be sent because I, as a human, would like to review what the AI has written. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just send something, whatever the AI is hallucinating, and then, and personal touch we need to have as human beings. We are building relationships in a business setting as well. It's very important to have the trust. Mm-hmm. So everything we build, we kind of guardrails. So a human being is in the loop. So a quick demo, but we have other AI agents as well. So, but back to your questions.
Okay. Once you share it, your kudos-filled message.
So
at least she follows up. That's good communication there.
Yeah. So I was trying to say is the automations when we're talking about it's a very good idea to kind of repeating myself again, but track the automations. Like, which do you want to automate? And when we go into that question, is it the most valuable thing, like connect your business as a startup founder? Do you think if you get some support from an AI agent in this particular workflow automation, this is going to bring the biggest impact? Or would you say this is something that you spend a lot of time? It's not the most valuable thing, but it is something that's taking away maybe 10 hours a week. So you'd like to cut down 5 hours by giving this task to an AI agent. And you still have your remaining 5 hours to finish whatever the agent is helping you with. But the other 5 now, you can, as a founder, relax, or you can do other stuff, which is what we ended up doing. And initially, we wasted some time. By we, I mean me, myself, and then we had some other team members. So at first, I was in engineer's dilemma. It's like engineering, just consistent building, not really thinking, do we really need this? So we had a funny meme as well. It's like 4 hours automating a task that takes me 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I want to do that because that's like, we're trying to like reinvent the.
Unless you have to do that 10-minute task, like 400, and it's worth it. But yeah, I get you have to replace
Exactly.
and do that tedious, busy work, and get the AI to do that.
Perfect. You just like nailed it because then you're thinking like, okay, yes, I remove this over and over and over again. All these times are compounding. And now you're compounding to success. And that's what startups need to do. They need to compound their way into getting investment. And from there, Series A, Series B, Series C, or IPO or exit, get acquired, get a merger, whatever they want. But they need to figure out the compounding factor. And that's exactly what you suggested.
Yeah, focus on most important parts, right? Okay, can you share an example then of like a site used AI to reshape their brand positioning or a narrative, and you've seen the real results?
Yeah, the most obvious one is OpenAI.
Okay, right.
They use ChatGPT. But we have seen these trends over and over again, where companies that already had data, like Grammarly, they found ways to use AI to improve how they use the data, how they interpret it. I'm speaking in very broad terms, but there would be probably very complex technical ways of how they did it. But when their valuation increased, many companies have jumped on the wagon. Many startups have started to say, we are AI powered in this way or that way. So, yep, I think the obvious example is OpenAI, but there are many, many startups as well.
Okay, aside from OpenAI, and maybe you're going to still use this as an example, but what AI-powered platforms or tools do you recommend for streamlining day-to-day marketing and sales activities, or any activities in general that a founder would need?
Fantastic. So I actually have a whole list, and this is from 2-3 years of digging.
Yeah.
So we have ChatGPT, which is like our Swiss Army knife. We can use it for many different things, day-to-day questions, decision-making, strategizing, coding even. We have agents now. So sometimes you can use ChatGPT agents to collect information from a website that you would have to do manually, or you would have to ask an assistant to do that for you. But now the agent does it. And the one thing, okay, the list. So automation, N8N or Make, they are very good. But if you want to do like, if somebody wants to scale up the automation or they have budget and tech skills, it's kind of better to build a custom solution. So it more freedom. That's what the CTO tells me.
Okay.
So have for writing, if someone needs multiple formats of contents to be written very fast, so Jasper AI is very useful. I've used it for a few months, but then I only needed a few category of content support. I didn't need the whole suite that they were offering. So I unsubscribed, but it's still a very good tool. To any kind of screen, there's Loom and there's Screen Studio. So Loom has been around for quite some time. We all have seen some form of videos where we see a person's circle head in one corner and there's the whole slide. So with Loom and also with Screen Studio, they have similar services, but they provide AI editing. So very fast, you can remove some of the filler words, some of the silences, and Screen Studio also does some zoom in things on its own. So these are really good tools. Video editing, I was an Adobe user for a long time. I very sadly parted ways, and now I'm with CapCut and Opus Clips. Opus Clips, they're great for podcasts.
Okay.
Absolutely, because all you need is upload your video into Opus Clips, and it will splice things up. It takes like 6 to 10 minutes, depends on how big the video is. But minimum, I'd say 3 or 4 minutes. But from a 10-minute video, you get around 25 to 30 shorts, ready-made, subtitled, with a ranking that the AI is trying to guess which one is going to do better. So you can start from that.
So there's analytics built in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Analytics. I think they don't have the performance review one. Probably it'll come at some point. But no, I hope they do. Actually, that would be a great to have.
Yeah, me too.
So, working. I think in the back end, they know, because that's how the AI is suggesting this virality option. But here's where they completely captured as a user. So I can go into the clip, I can edit the texts, I can even bring in other parts that the AI did not bring. So there's an editor inside the tool. And then when you're happy with it, you can schedule it on 5 different platforms from the platform in a bulk manner. So you don't have to switch to YouTube or LinkedIn or X, wherever, up to 5 channels. If you pay more, you can get more channels. Immediately, everything is scheduled from the platform. Now it's done, the whole podcast thing. And I tried this as an experiment. In 1 month, I had like 40, I'm missing, but it's between 35 to 45,000 views on just clips, shorts. Suggest your video title and description as well of those shorts.
Okay.
So it's like doing a lot of the video editing work. And I struggled. Okay, I'm too much about Opus Clips, but they've done a great job.
Tool. Yeah. Because my next question was going to be, how do you keep that authentic without, still want it to perform well? You still want to cut down on time. How do you keep it authentic? But that kind of answers the question, like, what can do half editing and half, let AI do the work, right? So do you have anything else to add to that?
A lot more, yeah.
Okay, great.
Just even halfway.
Okay.
So CapCut for editing is really good. And you can do like multiple inside the platform. It's not just an AI tool, but just as a video editing tool for social media clips editing. This is absolutely great.
Yeah, all the TikTokers know what CapCut is, right? Okay.
And version is good. Desktop version is also good. Hats off. And then voice AI, 11 labs. So anyone can use like a daily free basis. So they have some limit, but it does great job. So recently I had a script written by ChatGPT. I was participating at a hackathon. So we needed an explainer video. So ChatGPT writes the script. I finalize it. I put it into 11 labs. Within 3 minutes, the voiceover is done. Now I just created the video and boom, it's gone.
Oh my goodness.
Complete. Then we have for coding, Claude Code. That's my team loves using Claude Code. Then video, Google VO3 and Kling, they're supposed to be really good. So I don't experiment a lot with video AI generation because I'm concerned about how much energy they're consuming and those data, they're not still clear. So there's some ethical stuff. Like I use it if I really have to, but I would not automate any of like AI video stuff because it's wasteful in a way.
Yeah, it could be like enough to fly a plane every day. Like we're not Taylor Swift over here, so we don't need to do that, right?
Yep. And water it's becoming rarer and rarer getting access to clean water. So
yeah,
that's the thing. And also video with a lot of AI video generation, ethical concerns come into play. People are now being fooled by AI and the trust in AI as a technology is dropping because of that. That's what my hypothesis would be. Like, I'm fully, but I think there's enough grounds to check into this. Because if I'm just agent builder, I look at AI in a different way. Someone who is just a new consumer, they don't know much about even tech or how to edit a video. So they see fake stuff. No, so AI makes fake stuff. AI equals bad. AI equals fake. So perception to AI could be very heavily impacted by reckless AI video generation. That's what I kind of feel, but we need to check deeper into this one. For image generation, Sora, and I used to use Leonardo AI before. They're pretty good for like artwork and someone wants to do custom model training, that they do a better job. For song, like creating song, Suno AI is amazing.
Oh my God.
Within 2 minutes, you can create your own song. You'll be surprised, like, wow, like a Taylor Swift song, of course. It's not sung by a human.
I don't even like her anyway. No, okay.
Swifties are going to hit you.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
We don't want that. So then there's AI. Then for Canva, like for graphic design, it's pretty good. I would recommend one tool that we have built. It's called Doc Director. It's for document generation. And we have a startup accelerator pack where a startup, when they join an accelerator, they make them go through different exercises like business model canvas, exploring the product or services, ideal customer profile analysis, competitive analysis, SWOT analysis, go-to-market sales. So we have some prompts built, checked by an ex-McKinsey consultant. And so they've checked the output. They said, okay, it looks pretty good. So a startup could literally join. It's for free right now. So they could give it their website or any information, any kind of prompts.
What's it called again?
Doc Director.
Doc Director. Good.
Yeah, plan to, that's what we're, so to provide the planning support, actually, that's what I was mentioning initially. So we're still, version 1 is not complete, but we're almost there. Version, I would say 0.9 is available. And the Startup Accelerator pack has received good reviews. I'll stop the plugging. Then we have coding, we have Lovable and Bolt, really good tools to try. Bolt has better and Lovable has from what I've seen is Lovable gives some more freedom over some choices, but it's based on the person who's using it. So they create different vibes.
Okay.
So Streamlust for user interface, if someone wants to create from an idea how they want the software to look, they could use Stitch with Google. And for creating landing, there's a tool called LaunchGen. So it's still probably not fully released, but you can create it in a few minutes using this. And one tool I haven't tried, but I've heard a lot of good things about it and I want to try, but they're a bit expensive. Clay, Canadian founded, and it's New York City based artificial intelligence go-to-market startup. So it helps with lead generation, lead enrichment, and you can build agents inside of they're calling it Clayagents.
Okay.
These Clayagents would go and they would be reaching out on behalf of you. They would be looking at leads. If you upload a lead list, it can look for profiles. It can look for what tech stack does their company uses. So you have grounds to bring some to the conversation. Like, hey, I saw you're heavily using Slack. And we also use Slack. There are some Slack tips I could share if you're interested, something like that.
Mhm.
So you can like do many different things. So what they've done is not only it's powered with AI, but they also have third-party service providers who have given their data and they update the lead lists.
Mhm.
So yeah, Clay is pretty solid right now for lead generation and lead enrichment.
Amazing.
I'm not in a deep way, so that's all I can say from my research. But for lead enrichment, worked pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs generation because cold calling isn't, nobody likes doing that anymore, right? So even trying it out is beautiful. Now, with all these in mind, like there's so many, this is so valuable. I hope everyone's been taking notes because I have. What should founders know if AI is actually helping improve their growth engagement?
Okay, that's a great question. I would suggest first of all, being on top of their runway, because that literally is like the lifeblood.
Yeah, come Kate Moss.
With enough runway, you can do a lot of things. So budgeting and planning, that's very much required. And how one of the two conversion and churn. So how many users could we get from a word of or like just a human pitch? No one is showing excitement, then that's a bad signal. If we have a content online, we talk about the problem or we talk about the product, no one is showing excitement. So these are not converting. So usually good startups have a higher conversion rate than existing business solutions. So conversion from app to website to product, the usage of the actual feature that you want the user to use. And then are they returning? Are they coming back? The monthly active users and the monthly churn rate. So a lot of people get excited. These days, it's even more like they try something, jump onto something else. But do we have enough juice for them to come back to the system and keep them hooked? So that's what I mean by conversion and churn. It could be translated in many technical ways, but high level, runway, conversion, churn, and keeping the investors informed along the journey. That speaks in volumes because then investors start to trust. And there's like warming up the investors also needs to happen and building the relationship. So sometimes founders fall into this trap, like I'll build an AI product and everyone will put their money into it and help me build. And that doesn't happen. It's a human connection and human relationship part of the puzzle that also needs to be added to the problems.
Sure. Yeah. AI can't take everyone's job. Thank God for that. Like humans will still prevail in this. Now, what practical steps would you suggest someone wanting to adopt AI but feeling a little bit intimidated and unsure of where to start? Or are you going to go back to your list? Like, are those like beginners as well?
Not all of them are good for beginners.
Okay.
I would say if someone is looking at a career level question, basically. So we kind of go back to why do you want to use AI? Like, what's the purpose? What do you want to achieve with it? Do you want to be a startup founder who makes millions, or do you want to be someone who works at a company and still helps solve a problem? Or would you like to be maybe a nonprofit founder? So, or like anyone wants something, and they can also think of the craft that excites them. Like, is it marketing, filmmaking? Is it computer programming? So thinking about these things could help them narrow the scope. They could look for options, and then they could even start chatting with AI. I've heard Claude is better for planning educational materials. So, or it could be with ChatGPT as well, and then they could get some suggestions, those decisions that they've made. So yeah, I'd say that's something that they do. There's nothing to feel intimidated, but we do all feel intimidated by AI because it's such a huge concept. I mostly talked about generative AI today, but AI goes beyond that as well. It's in hardware, it's in IoT, it will be in the satellites. It's already long. This technology has lasted for many decades now. So now it's the popularization and commercialization that's kind of taking place at scale.
We just all have to jump on board, and like the sooner you do it, better, because at least a person, even if it seems like it's judging you, it's not. It doesn't have humans. So anyway. Now, where can they connect you to learn a little bit more about integrating AI into their business narratives?
Sure. So they can connect with me on LinkedIn, and we also have the AI Buddy YouTube channel. It's called AI Buddy Catalyst Labs. And just connect with me on LinkedIn, and they can send me a message, and I'll be available to help. I've started with the first AI session that takes place this Sunday, and I plan to continue this, talk more about this, so they could join those sessions. We'll also do recordings, so we can share the links, and they could learn from these activities.
Amazing. Thanks, Sohan. Thanks for giving founders tools to be able to further their business narratives. That is so valuable right now.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Kristen. That was great.